What's going on, family? To all my live viewers as well as my replay viewers, quick scope. Hope everybody's doing well on today. Hadn't scoped in a minute. Thank you all for joining in. Very quick scope. Hopefully it'll be a couple minute scope. I'm just sitting in the car waiting, and just wanted to scope really quick on defeating discouragement. I'm doing great. How you doing? Glad to have you in. If you could share with your followers, I think this may be a blessing to somebody. I definitely appreciate you joining in. We voted. Yeah, I voted as well. Absolutely. Just got finished voting. What's going on, twin? Glad to see you in. Glad to see you joined in. I just followed you on yesterday at your Bernie Sanders rally. So glad to see you on. What's going on? So please share with your followers. If you have an Android device, swipe up, down. If you have an iOS device, swipe left to right. And share with your followers. I want to talk about defeating discouragement. And very quickly, when we talk about discouragement, understand that the compound word there, discouragement, whenever you see the word dis in the Latin, it means to take away from, or to try to drive something apart from something. And when we look at discouragement, we see courage in there. Courage in its original etymology. My favorite aunt, glad to have you, favorite auntie. Glad to have you on. So when you see discouragement, it means to take away from, to take away from, and discouragement, courage aspect, deals with the heart. So the discouragement, to take away your courage. So oftentimes when we're at the most discouraged, it's typically something to take away our heart. Y'all please forgive the sound effects. I'm outside at, let's show you here. Outside of Rose's department store. So you can see these people, they just up here going for broke for no reason. Very boisterous and loud, so it's hilarious. So I probably need to roll up the windows. They sound discouraged. I think they are, so I'm going to roll up the windows. I'm on the west side of Charlotte, North Carolina. The west side is the best side, but it is most certainly the most rowdy side as well. So y'all pray for my people on the west side. I grew up on the west side, so I don't have no complaints about it. But yes, they do. Right? Say the east side. No. That's blasphemy. The west side is the best side. So when we talk about discouragement, you're talking about something that takes away from your courage, takes away something, deals with your heart. A lot of times we think of discouragement more of a mental battle, but really discouragement is more of a heart battle, more of an emotional battle. Fighting against your courage, fighting you in the areas telling you that you cannot do it, telling you cannot make it, telling you cannot overcome it. So a lot of times when we get discouraged, it's because our plans have not failed. Our plans have not succeeded the way we wanted them to. Our plans have failed. We have failed to execute in some fashion, or life is not going the way that we want to. So in many ways, when we get discouraged, it is a direct attack against our heart, a direct attack against our courage, direct attack against our progress. So I just wanted to encourage someone on today: don't allow your circumstances, obstacles that may come your way, enemies, whatever opposition may come your way, to discourage you, to take away your courage, to take away your heart. Thank you all for joining in. Please share with your followers by all means. Don't let what you're going through discourage you. Don't let what you're going through take away your heart and your courage. And the thing that I like about courage is no respect of sex. There's no respect of age. There's no respect of physical size. A lot of times when we think about courage, we think of something, I think we have the picturesque view of someone being, masculine, someone being massive in stature, someone having strength and power. But courage manifests itself in various different ways. Oh, I'm glad you need it. Thank you. I'm glad it's a help to you. But courage is not always manifest in a physical size or a particular sex or a particular age, but courage is manifest in someone who has a heart big enough to have the resilience to say, I'm not giving up. So you have to be persistent and resilient, saying, regardless of what I'm going through, regardless of how I feel, I won't be discouraged, meaning I won't let my courage be taken away from me. So I don't know who I'm speaking to on today, today. One person have already expressed that this is a blessing to them. So it may be many others out there that I'm encouraging on today. I just want to tell you that don't let anybody take away your courage. Don't let anyone take away your heart. Don't let anyone take away your passion. Whatever you're passionate about, execute it. Go forward. There will be roadblocks. There will be things that stand in your way, but it just all depends on how you handle those. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it's been a blessing. That's the reason why I wanted to scope on today, because some of you are standing between the promise and the prize. God has promised you some things, but you haven't yet executed. You haven't yet obtained the prize that he promised you. Don't get trapped in the gap. Don't get trapped in the middle between the promise and the prize. Don't be disheartened. Don't be discouraged. You can make it. You can do it. You have the ability. You have the wherewithal to do it. Just keep pounding. Keep going after it. What I've learned in life, anything that's worth having is worth fighting for. Anything that's worth obtaining is worth sacrificing for. And a lot of times we get discouraged in the middle of it, and we say, I'm just going to give up. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to persevere. But I promise you are a lot closer to it, obtaining it, than you ever even realize. Don't let anyone discourage you and tell you that you cannot make it. Keep the faith. Keep focus on what you want to do. And if you're staying focused, and if you're constantly persistent, and if you're constantly sharpening your craft, constantly educating yourself, constantly pouring into you ideas that will help you reach your goals, constantly getting around mentors and people who are where you're trying to go, I promise you, you'll obtain what you're trying to obtain. So don't be discouraged on the day. Again, I said it's going to be a quick scope, so I'm about to let you go in a second. But I really want you to go after passionately tonight, after what you want. Begin to write down some goals and some things that you want to execute, not only in the long future, the long-term future, but in the short-term future. These things, make them things that are obtainable, things that are simplistic, things that you can do right now. You might have a goal to have your own business and to have a multi-million-dollar corporation, but you may not be able to execute that in one day. So do things, make goals that are executable in the short term, like applying for your business license or doing things of that nature. And when you do those things, you'll be able to execute those certain goals and those certain visions very quickly and be able to check them off your list. So again, I want you to fight against discouragement. And don't let nobody take your heart. Don't let nobody take your courage away from you. Don't let nobody take anything that would take you off the beating path of doing what you need to do. All right? So y'all have a blessed day. I told you it was going to be a quick scope, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. I appreciate it. And definitely, by all means, share this link with your followers on Facebook and on Twitter and all of your social media outlets. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon.